Have you ever noticed how some people could disappear from social media tomorrow and feel absolutely nothing? Or is it happening with you? No posts, no selfies, no updates explaining where they went. In a world where attention is treated like currency, they seem out of place. Invisible by choice. Most people misunderstand them. Or maybe you want to explain it, but can't. They assume they're shy, antisocial, or quietly insecure. But psychology tells a very different story. Because choosing not to post your life online often reveals something most people are still chasing: real confidence, emotional control, and a strong sense of self. And misunderstanding this is dangerous because it pushes secure people to question themselves and insecure people to chase attention even harder. And if you are also one of those who don't post pictures on social media after this video, you don't need to explain to anybody next time, trust me. The choice most people never make. Picture two people walking into the same room. One immediately reaches for their phone, angles, lighting, proof they were there. The other slips the phone into their pocket and simply exists. The second person isn't disconnected. They're selective. Psychologists call this a high privacy orientation, a preference for controlling your inner world instead of broadcasting it. Their experiences don't need witnesses to feel real. Their happiness doesn't rise with likes. Their memories don't improve with comments. While most people outsource validation, they generate it internally. And that quiet independence changes everything. They know who they are. Without the applause. People who rarely post their photos often share one trait most people never develop: self-concept clarity. They know who they are, even when no one is watching. They don't follow trends to feel relevant. They don't shape themselves around what performs well online. They don't measure their worth by reaction counts. Because when identity is stable, comparison loses its grip. They scroll without measuring, observe without absorbing, enjoy without performing. Their confidence isn't loud, but it doesn't collapse either. Here's something social media doesn't reward very well. Emotionally secure people don't need attention to feel complete. Posting less is often linked to secure self-esteem, the kind that doesn't spike with praise or crash with silence. They don't post to prove confidence. They don't share achievements to justify their value. Their focus stays offline. Skills, relationships, progress, peace. Psychologists consistently find that this emotional balance leads to less anxiety, less approval-seeking, and far more long-term satisfaction. They're not trying to be impressive. They're trying to be aligned. Underscore. But here's where most people get this completely wrong. Not posting doesn't automatically mean confidence. Some people stay quiet because they're afraid of judgment, because they don't feel good enough yet, because they're still hiding. The difference is subtle, but critical. Confident quiet comes from choice. Insecure silence comes from avoidance. One is grounded, the other is guarded. And the people we're talking about? They don't disappear out of fear. They disappear because they don't need to perform. People who remain quiet online tend to operate with an internal locus of evaluation. They judge themselves by their own standards, not public reaction. They don't rush to respond. They don't post for visibility. They don't confuse attention with connection. They choose depth over reach, meaning over metrics, reality over recognition. While most people manage perception, they manage their inner world. Social media is powerful, but it's also deceptive. People who avoid posting their photos often understand something many forget. You're comparing your real life to everyone else's highlight reel. Psychologists call this social comparison theory, and constant exposure quietly erodes self-worth. By staying low-key, these individuals protect their mental health. They step out of the cycle of performance, comparison, and validation. They choose peace over presence, clarity over clout, reality over representation. So the next time you notice someone who never posts their pictures, don't assume they're insecure or disconnected. They might be further ahead than most people realize. more emotionally independent, more aware of what actually matters. They don't need to be seen to feel solid within themselves. And if this resonates with you, you're not behind. You're just early. And most people won't catch up. Thanks for watching.